Time now for the word on Wall Street. Top investors watching your money. Joining me now, Barron's market reporter Jacob Sonnenschein, and also with me here on set, John Lonsky. And Jacob, let's start with you. Good morning. Taking a look at futures. Basically, we've got kind of a rough start to the last trading day for the month of August. Dow is down by 140, S&P down 20, Nasdaq is down 120. Nvidia is a big story right now, not because of earnings though. Stock is down about 1%. Alibaba is reportedly rolling out homegrown AI chips, raising competition concerns in China's AI market. Meanwhile, President Trump is planning to expand national security tariffs on steel, aluminum, and other industries in the coming months. This is a new report. And that those steel and aluminum duties are not going to hit more than 400 imported products at a 50% rate. New charges coming on semiconductors, heavy trucks, pharma, critical minerals, even commercial aircraft. Again, that is something that the Wall Street Journal is reporting on this morning. So give me your take on all of this right now, what you're seeing.
Yeah, there's a little bit more I'd like to find out about it, but I also think it's the type of thing that's going to get priced in once. And then after that, the strength of Nvidia's business is going to take over. I don't know that Nvidia is going to say, okay, well, now we need to do a little bit of incremental pricing. But the volume growth story for Nvidia right now and stable enough margins are going to probably overwhelm this headwind.
Okay, so you're not worried about the China story. And to be clear, Jensen Huang has said that there's the door to China is not closed. It's it's with the Trump administration.
China could get flipped back on.
Yeah. Well, trade negotiations continue. Also, too, John, talk to me about yields, and obviously we're going to be getting this data out today. Federal Reserve's print inflation measure, that is July PCE. That's 8:30. We've got an hour and 15 to go on that one. Economists have an expectation for a monthly rise of 0.2%, 2.6% year over year. We did get another read on second quarter GDP yesterday, and it showed the economy expanding at a stronger than expected 3.3% pace. Strong consumer spending and back to AI there.
That was basically driven by an upward revision of business investment spending on computer equipment, R&D, as well as intellectual property software. It was AI driven. And by the way, let's not forget that 3.3% growth rate was ballooned up. It was distorted by problems, adjustments related to the trade deficit and to inventories. And if you take out those the extraordinary lift that this number got from international trade and the extraordinary loss provided by a drop in inventories, the underlying rate of economic growth in the second quarter, I believe, was 1.6%. Without government, it goes up to 1.9. It wasn't that strong, but boy, there's no denying the strength of business investment in AI-related ventures. Consumer spending still growing by 1.6%. Not that hot, but an improvement over the first quarter.
Well, and you said earlier that, look, the market thinks that we're going to get a rate cut next month, but the employment, the jobs report might kind of be a little bit of a kick.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's going to have the final say on, on the jobs front. Quickly, let's not overlook the fact that though health care and social assistance supply only 15% of all jobs, that category has accounted for 55%, more than half the jobs created over the past 12 months.
Well, and I remember seeing all those state government jobs a couple of reads ago, a couple of prints that, those are the kind of jobs that A, not high paying, and B, not necessarily, long-term good for the economy. Jacob, I'm going to ask you both about this, but Fed Governor Lisa Cook is now filed suit against President Trump. She doesn't want to get fired. She's trying to block the move to fire her. This federal judge is going to have a hearing. It's actually going to be today at 10 a.m. Eastern time in D.C. federal court. She's arguing the president is lacking legal cause, calling it attack on the Fed's independence. It also names, the suit does, Chairman Jay Powell and the Fed board as defendants. Last night, Federal Housing Director Bill Pulte filed another criminal referral against her, alleging she misrepresented a third property, this time in Massachusetts, a condo. This is obviously setting up a pretty high-stakes battle that's probably going to end up, let's just say it, in the Supreme Court when all is said and done, unless the Trump administration backs off firing her.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a market-related issue, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a legal reporter. I don't know what's going to come of this. It's clearly part of the president's push against the Federal Reserve right now because he wants them to lower rates faster than they are. And if you're looking at markets, I mean, there are even people on Wall Street that have been market observers and analysts for a long time that have said you don't want to distort markets that way, and you got to make sure the Fed remains independent.
So maintain the independence and also the trustworthiness of the decision-making process and not having the political. So that's kind of the Wall Street
100%
kind of take on it.
It's not even a take. It's like the interest rates need to not be so volatile that you can't have the Fed being pushed by the president to make interest rate moves when they are also watching inflation and employment data. It makes the picture so murky. It's not good for the economic setup, but it's not good for markets, and it causes volatility.
Yeah, no. Well, certainly that hearing's going to be today at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll see what this judge decides. This is a Biden-appointed judge. 2021, she was appointed, and she already pushed back on immigration with President Trump. So we'll see what happens today. Stand by, I guess, for that. Jacob Sonnenschein, it's great to see you as always.